Now, you kids are probably saying to yourselves, hey, I'm going to go out and I'm going to get the world by the tail and wrap it around and pull it down and put it in my pocket. Well, I'm here to tell you that you're probably going to find out as you go out there that you're not going to amount to jack squat.
What's up? It's the Huff. What a great way to motivate your day. I hope you're having a great day. Got a lot to get to. I'm feeling it, man. It's as I'm recording this, it's 4th of July. Things are going great. My kids dared me to wear I guess it's a wig. It's from an old Richard Simmons costume I had. So I'm wearing that. It's balding in the front with a sweatband and then big poofy red-ish curly hair. Huh? I'm wearing it for the whole show. So if you're on video, yeah, you're welcome. You didn't think it could get any better. It did. Yeah. Success right here. Looking at it. Anyway, hope you're having a great day. Make sure you hit that subscribe button wherever you're listening. And don't forget, today's show is presented to you by by High Society Cannabis Dispo and Lounge. And of course, Bet Online. Bet Online is your #1 source for all your sports betting needs this season. Whether it's baseball, golf, soccer, right up to the top fights in UFC, MMA, and of course, boxing. They got every stat, every matchup, and even live odds and spreads while the games are being played. Now, when the game's over, head on over to their online casino, get in on the game of blackjack or poker, or even unwind with one of their over 150 slot games. That's a lot of slots, and you know I'm a big fan of slots. Head on over to betonline.ag right now and get in on the action. Don't forget to use promo code BLEAV, BLEAV, for your 50% free bet credit on your first deposit up to $250. Bet Online. The game starts here. Boy, I look good. I do. Real quick, I'm balding. Subtract the wig. I have a bald spot in the back of my head, and I also have a receding hairline. And the last time I worked at the radio station, everybody's like, you should just grow your hair out. Why not? Like, because I'd look like a fool. A fool. You know me, guys. I have a lot of respect for myself. I don't. That's a joke. Speaking of non-jokes, it's very exciting. It's the 4th of July, otherwise known as Independence Day, in case you didn't know. And the big thing about Independence Day, fireworks. I hate fireworks. I know it's a bit of blasphemy coming out of my mouth, but listen, I get the point of fireworks. I do. It's the bombs bursting in air. I get it. But it annoys the fuck out of me, especially when I'm trying to go to sleep. I get it. 4th of July, even July 3rd, you know, you got a lot of shows going on at night. That's fine. I get it. The professional shows, I appreciate it. It's the backyard fireworks guy, as some people call it. Those irritate me. Those irritate me, like, because they've been going on for like a month or two in our neighborhood. Just all of a sudden, out of the blue. Phew! Pop! Like at 11 o'clock at night. You're like, who the fuck did that? Nobody cares. Nobody likes you when you do that. And then they'll spread it out. Like you'll maybe get 2 in a row, and then it'll be like 45 minutes later. Then they'll shoot off some more. It's really irritating. Scares the crap out of my kids and my dogs, or my dog, and it's just frustrating. But the good thing about 4th of July, most of us are off, and it's a great time to go hang out with your friends, your neighbors, family, stuff like that. And we're going to go do that here shortly. Go eat some burgers, maybe hammer a couple brats and hot dogs, slam some booze. Oh, yeah. Listen, it's a day for me to try new beers. That's a great thing about a day like today. You know, if you're into drinking, if you're not, that's fine. But if you are, I mean, it's kind of nice to be like, hey, have you tried this one? You're like, no, let's try it. Why not? The day is young. You're basically drinking from depending on when you start, maybe 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, all the way till 10 or so or later. Just depends. It's a good time. It's a good time. Um, but it's also an interest. One, it's good to hang out with people. It's a great excuse to go in and barbecue, eat some good food, drink, like I was saying. But also, what has kind of taken the center stage in a sense is that Nathan's hot dog contest, the one that Joey Chestnut used to be a part of, but then he backed out to go, be sponsored by Impossible Meats. But anyway, Nathan's hot dog contest where you can just slam some wieners.
Ask me about my wiener.
And I don't, I've told you before, we were talking about the Nathan's hot dog contest and how it's changing up since Joey Chestnut's backing out and doing his own thing with Netflix and Kobayashi, which is just some weird twisted bullshit. Because I thought Kobayashi retired. I thought he did, made a big fuss about his health. And then he's just like, for how much money? I'm sure it's a good chunk of change. And he's doing his thing on Netflix come, I believe, September. But anyway, right now, the Nathan's hot dog contest is about to go down. And since Joey Chestnut isn't in there anymore, the new front runner is a guy named James Webb, like the what is that, the telescope? But it's not. It's actually a competitive eater. He's favored to win. And as of right now, according to Bet Online, the current odds are for him to eat 50 and a half hot dogs during the contest. Now, what's funny is you can go down the list of people. It's a pretty close race according to the bettors, Bet Online and stuff like that, which would be kind of nice if it went down to the wire. Be like, okay, did he swallow? Did he swallow? It comes down to Swallowgate. Did he actually swallow the wiener or not? Did he spit it out? That's what it's going to come down to. That would be cool. That'd be great. You got to love a swallower. It just gives you a sense of pride. It does. And a lot of respect. Tip my hat to you. But anyway, it'll be interesting. It'd be kind of cool if it did go down to the wire. And if it's just like, okay, we got some drama. I think Nathan's hot dog would appreciate that if it wasn't a landslide win. Because usually what happens is Joey Chestnut wins by at least 20 dogs. He's got 20 wieners on everybody else. Just any way I can make a sexual innuendo, I'll be happy. But you see what I'm saying? If it goes down to the wire, I think Nathan's hot dog would appreciate that. It add a little bit more drama to the contest. But what's also funny is she's a social media influencer. She's also a golf instructor. She's also what some people might say attractive. Okay. Paige Sporanic. I think that's how you say her name. She's from Wheat Ridge, Colorado. I had no idea. She's very famous on social media. I don't know why. Maybe it is because of her personality. Maybe it is, I guess, if she's attractive. I don't know. I just don't get it. Anyway, she jokingly said, "Hey, I'll take Joey Chestnut's place." And they're like, "Fine, absolutely. We need more eyes on the hot dog eating contest." Well, so they're like, "Okay, let's do it." She's expected to down. Paige is expected to down 7 hot dogs. You thought I was going to say wieners. No, I'm a little bit classier than that. But yeah, that's what she's expecting. It would be funny and awesome if she went out there and just freaking owned it. What if she came in there and just beat the shit out of this James Webb fella, right? Huh? That'd be awesome. But all these nerds would be having a hard on. They'd be replaying and saving that video. They're like, "Oh my God, she's so beautiful. Look at the way she caresses the buns." I think that would be cool if she gave the guys a run for their money, right? Oh my God, she'd blow up. That's exactly what Nathan's hot dog needs. Is not only she's bringing some sex appeal to the contest, but if she actually was competitive, if I'm her, I'm practicing. I'm eating, I'm drinking a bunch of water. I think there's another thing, something to do with if you consume a bunch of rice the day before, it helps stretch out your stomach and do what you got to do. Get a bunch of pointers. And if she goes out there and just slams a bunch of hot dogs, that'd be great. That'd be awesome. Good for her. Be slamming those wieners like a pro. Anyway, know what we need to do? Let's jump into some headlines.
Let's go! Let's go!
And now, here are the headlines.
What are your thoughts on hugging farm animals? I listen, I get it. It's you see a lot of people that they rent out their farms or they allow people to come in and pet a horse and stuff like that, and it's great for your mental stability. Well, Loving Arms Animal Sanctuary here in Erie, Colorado, is doing a cow cuddle experience, and they're trying to help people that are going through some tough times. And what a way to do it! Now their cows range in weight from, I want to say, 1,100 pounds up to 2,000 pounds. I mean, so those are some big ladies you got going on there. But I think that's a great deal. All joking aside, I think it would be fun to, like, you're down and out, you're trying to pick up your mood, and you're like, you know what? I think I need to hug a cow. Hey, speaking of cuddling a cow, Connery, don't you dare. How's your mother? She's fine, Connery. Oh, that's good to hear, considering I banged her last night. Fuck you, Connery. God. And don't call my mom a cow. I'm curious about, this is just the way I think. How many creepers do you think that show up to these experiences, right? That just ruin it for everybody else. There's people that actually are benefiting from cuddling cows and, chasing chickens. I don't know what the fuck else they got going on there. Hey, could you stroke a pig? Yeah, that'd be great. Fine. Woo-hoo. Can I grease it up? But yeah, how many creepers show up to that? And they're like, here, I'm here to cuddle a cow. All right, sir, let's go over here. Sir, why do you have a step stool? That's so I can fuck it. Oh, sir. Not you again. Oh, boy. Oh, I bet they get a lot of those. They probably come in waves. Some guy wearing his Jeffrey Dahmer type glasses. They're all big and, 1970s, early 80s style. And he, keeps to himself. He's wearing a vest. and then he's just like, can I get a private room? No, get out of here, you weirdo. Not okay, sir. Not okay. Oh. Wow, look, there's a whole herd of them. Aren't I a lucky fella? Oh, gross. Moving along from that creepiness, Madison Mallards is, I want to say they're a college baseball team, but either way, they're not majors. But they're going to pay tribute to their hometown icon, Chris Farley. He was born and raised in Madison, Wisconsin. And to pay tribute, they're going to be dressed up as one of his iconic characters, Matt Foley. I played that soundbite to start the show. And what better way to do it than they have uniforms of his plaid jacket and all this other stuff. I think that's fun. Another reason why minor league baseball is better than Major League Baseball.
From what I've heard, you're using your paper not for writing, but for rolling doobies. You're going to be doing a lot of doobie rolling when you're living in a van down by the river.
Which, if you've ever watched any of my videos, right behind me is a like kind of a painting poster that my wife got me several years ago. It's of Chris Farley living in a van down by the river. It's so cool. And I think that's neat. You can go to the Madison Mallards website and they have some merch that they're selling in regards to this. And what's neat is I had no idea. Chris Farley came up with that bit and that character prior to joining SNL. So he owned the rights to it. So his family, since Chris Farley passed away, owns the rights to that, and they're allowing the Madison Mallards to pay tribute to their son and have some fun. I think that's cool. They're doing this on July 6th. And I again, I wish the Rockies and other major league teams would do something more fun like this. I know they do like Star Wars Day, like, well, where's your lightsaber? Oh, I'm playing with my Chewie. I don't know. I don't know anything about Star Wars, but I think they could have more fun with it. And part of that is the MLB just going, okay, what if we just alter up the uniforms and like they're doing with where it looks like it's kind of a mixture between a jersey and like a plaid jacket, like a sports coat type of thing. Have some fun with it. Have a little bit more fun. They need to do like whether it's Star Wars or whatever themed jerseys, themed hats, and all that stuff, and they could probably sell more merch. Think about it. MLB, you could be making more money. I just think that would be neat. You know, you see like highlights of the Savannah Bananas doing that stuff. I got a little Savannah Banana bobblehead, their mascot split behind me as well. I think MLB should be taking some notes because it's kind of boring to watch 162 games for your team plus playoffs, hopefully, if you're lucky. Unless you're in Colorado. And then we're like, nah, it's fine. But I think that would be a great way to keep people involved. Yes, it's gimmicky. And yes, I would actually rather I say this. I say this because I live in Colorado and we have a shit franchise. I would actually just trade all that for a competitive team because the Colorado Rockies are a complete horseshit organization right now. They have some good players, but overall they're just trash. And if you're gonna suck cocks so bad like the Rockies do, you know what? At least have some fun with it. You know, if you're not going to be competitive, I guess you don't come out there in, some Donald Duck costume and throw out, some pitches. Like, it's the sixth inning. You know what that means? Everybody's in a costume. That'd be great. That'd be fun. Today's theme is Disney princesses. Guys are like, this is surprisingly, mobile. This is great. I feel good. Feel good wearing this dress. That would be awesome. That'd be so funny. Hey, you know what else is awesome? High Society Cannabis Dispo and Lounge. It's the first and only licensed cannabis bar in the state of Colorado. It works like an alcohol bar, but it's for cannabis, okay? And the way I look right now as I stare at myself in the camera, I look like I'd be a frequent customer because I am nutty looking. Anyway, everybody's welcome at High Society, okay? So you got to swing by, consume on site, which is really cool. So you can purchase up to an ounce of flour, 8 grams of concentrate. They got pre-rolls. They also have edibles. And like I said, you can consume what you want and then take the rest home. And they provide everything you need to consume it with. They got 7 big screen TVs over at High Society, so you can watch your favorite sporting event, maybe host a watch party. They even have Nintendo Switches that you could rent. And they got like beanbag chairs. They got some really fluffy ass pillows that you could just lounge on. Though they got normal seating as well. But it's just such a cool place to chill and relax. They got, maybe you want to do dominoes or they got a bunch of free board games. They also have a quarter arcade with pinball machines, vintage Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, and more. It's such a fun environment. They also do open mic nights. They got live music, drag bingo, craft nights, puff and paints, game nights. Twice a week, they do Texas Hold'em games and so much more. Tuesdays, by the way, is industry day, and anyone with an employee badge gets 15% off all day. Thursdays is ladies' day. All day, ladies get 20% off. Whoa! Hey, ladies' day. High Society Cannabis Dispo and Lounge is just 9 minutes from Coors Field. They're open noon to 10. Got to be at least 21 or older to consume. No outside product needed. Just buy it there. High Society is at 7667 Washington Street. Just GPS to High Society. This is troubling. According to a study by Google, Gen Z prefers to get their news from social media influencers. I could see that. Have you ever, and here, real quick, a 2023 Pew survey found that 1/3 of adults under 30 regularly scroll TikTok for news. That's up 255% since 2020. And TikTok is the leading source for social media influencers to get their news. And if you ever are on on TikTok, some of it's good, but some of it is just people taking essentially the headlines and responding to that and making it sound like that they're all about the news. It, I don't know. I don't. I'll put stuff up there. Like the other day, I posted something from the story about China in that the robot with brain cells, whatever, blah blah blah. I posted that up there, but I don't consider that news. But there's people that literally are trying to be, hey guys, I'm in my mom's basement. Here's the news from today. Did you see this? Donald Trump, he's can do whatever he wants. Joe Biden, he's old as fuck. I don't know what the hell's going on. This shit's crazy. Who's going to be the next president? I don't know. Is it going to be Michelle Obama? Is it going to be this person? Is it going to be that person? How about Ted down the street? He's crazy. He's got a lot of wacky ideas. Why not? That's coming up. And you're like, it's just a lot of them are just trying to talk fast and just say a bunch of nonsense. And I think that's a troubling way to get it. There's no standards that need to be held to if you're on social media, especially TikTok. Nobody's going to fact check you. You can just say what you want, and some people might catch that you're wrong, and most people probably won't. And that's how misinformation spreads. I don't think that that's a good idea that Gen Z is leaning so heavily on social media, especially TikTok, as their source of news. But that being said, sometimes that's the best way to go, because news stations aren't always the best at releasing information so you can track it down with ease. So maybe there's an influencer out there that just takes the news and puts it out there, and maybe it's good. But the problem is for that one person that does it right, there's probably like 30 other people that do it wrong. Shit, man, there's times where I'll be going through TikTok with my kids on something, and it's somebody talking about, say, sharks or something, and it's like completely wrong information. And I'm like, that's not right at all. And what's funny is you read the comments, and there's like 2 or 3 people that are like, dude, where are you getting your information? It's wrong. And then the other people are like, wow, I never knew all this. So, people, that's the bad thing. That's how misinformation spreads. It's social media. It's not helping. It's not helping. Now, speaking of social influencers, in Illinois, a bill just passed specifically stating that children under the age of 16 should receive 15% of an influencer's gross earnings if they appear in at least 30% of monetized content online. Moms, dads, and minders must be responsible for putting the earnings into a trust account. The law also states that the child is allowed to request a deletion of content featuring themselves, and should the adult not comply, the minor has the ability to sue for damages. How crazy is I think that's good. I've told you this before, I've ran into some social influencers from around the state here, and how they exploit their children is a little nauseating. It's like, man, what is your content without your kids? And are they putting aside money for their kids? You won't get a straight answer if you ask them. I wouldn't believe it unless I saw the bank accounts, because they're profiting off of their children, and that's what their content is. I think this is great. This should be a clear across the board thing. If you're going to use your children to make money, they deserve a cut of it. That's why I keep my kids out of here as much as possible. I don't need that shit coming back on me. Dad, I was part of your podcast, this amount of times. I'm like, fuck you. Get a job. Don't be trying to milk me. I have nipples, Greg. Could you milk me? No. Yeah, I think that's a great idea. It makes a lot of sense. And it's disturbing the amount of social influencers out there that use their children. Now, that being said, you have a lot that it's like that Ryan's World or whatever, where the kid, it started off with him. I think that's all he does still. I don't even know if he does it anymore. But when my kids were younger, this kid named Ryan, his parents would have him test out new toys. He ended up making, like, last I checked a couple years ago, they were talking about how much money he made the previous year. It was like $10 million from his YouTube videos. It's insane. And I hope the majority of that goes to the kid. But that being said, if the parents are helping distribute it, they deserve a cut too. They're doing the editing, they're doing the promotion, they're making sure it's being distributed out where it needs to go. They're doing work too. I'm not saying cut them out completely. There needs to be some proper dispersion of the finances. So I think that's a good idea. I think more states need to do it. And I'm sure if anybody pushes back on this, it's because they're scamming their kids. That's the only influencers that would be upset about this. And they're saying it's going into a trust account, right? It's not like it's going into just a regular old savings account. No, they're putting it into a trust, something that the parents can't fucking touch. So that's why a parent would be upset, is if they're like, well, God, how am I going to get my cocaine? Right? I got a cocaine addiction. I got a Doritos addiction. Fuck, man. How am I going to do that if it's locked up in a trust? I mean, wait, what? I don't know why I went down that way.
What the fuck?
I'm sorry. Listen, I have problems, okay? I do.
Right, as always.
God, Ken, you're such a dick. You know what I'd say to you if you're right in front of me, Ken?
Fuck off, wanker.
That's right. Fuck off, wanker. Hey, next time I talk to you, I hope you have all your fingers, okay? Listen, let's be honest. That's a big concern when it comes to 4th of July. Are you going to wake up the next day on July 5th with all your fingers? That's what freaks me out, man. I see so many people. There's a meme that goes around every time, this time of year. It's like, for some of you, this will be the last day that you have all 10 digits, something like that. It's so true. Scary. You see some people though they're very cautious when it comes to fireworks. Then you see the morons that are like, "Hey, I'm gonna hold it in my hand and see if it could just if it'll pull me. I want to see what kind of pull it has on it." And it's like, my hand's burning. It burns. Yeah, no shit. I saw a video and it was quickly taken down. I can't remember what platform, but the guy had like a bottle rocket thing in his mouth. Guess what happened? Burned his face. People are dumb as shit. And it's kind of like the weeding out process, thinning the herd type of thing. Part of you is just like, hey, guys, be careful. The other part of you is just like, just let him go. Just let him go. Let him go. He'll be fine. Tomorrow we'll be saying, hey, give me high two. Instead of high five. Yeah. Anyway, have a safe holiday. Be smart. Don't drink too much, and try not to stick any fireworks down your pants or wherever. Don't stick it up anybody's tailpipes. That's either a vehicle or up somebody's anus. Both are frowned upon. Anyway, thank you guys for supporting the podcast. You guys are amazing. Have a safe weekend. Thanks for listening. Hit that subscribe button if you can. Give it a nice review. This wig I'm wearing is super freaking itchy. Thanks to High Society Cannabis Dispo and Lounge, and of course, Bet Online. Go to betonline.ag. It's the Huff Uncensored. You guys have an amazing day. I'll talk to you next time.